2012, he's played Captain Killian Book. Once upon a time, let's say hey now to Colin O'Donoghue. This journeyman has appeared on some of TV's most iconic dramas. He is here at Comic-Con to promote a new comedy called Happy on Sci-Fi. I feel so very privileged to have this man, Christopher Maloney. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an Emmy nominee on this panel. Just last week, he received a nod for playing Sheriff Jim Hopper in Stranger Things. Congratulations, little David Harper.
Nice to meet you. I played a killer. I killed little girls. Really great. Really helps my image.
What about you boys down there, the accents? Do you guys know each other?
Listen, England's not that small. Okay, no, I'm just a big fan of everyone's work up here, so it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting to know these fellas.
I don't really think that Scottish to be an accent. You guys know about the accents, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, so when I'm talking about you can't even you, so.
Does everyone have subtitles here? He says he loves to be here in America. I feel like it's the UN. Every country is represented here. It is.
Alrighty, we're going to start off with a game I like to call Love It and Leave It. Can each of you begin by saying what you love about your current character? And then I was hoping you could think back to a previous role that, I don't know, maybe it embarrassed you, maybe it made you cringe, and tell us why you were happy to leave it. Let's start with you, Eddie.
No, I have so much bad work in my past, I have to go over it in my head. Please, you begin. I have so many bad roles.
All right, you're right.
Come on.
Really?
Help me out. Help the guy out.
What you love about the host right now? Tell us about what you love about it.
Just a super fun character to play, and I love that he's such a badass. I love the character. I love riding the horses. I love, all the action scenes that we have. I love the concept of the show. I really love all about it. What was the other question?
Looking back at a character that you were so happy to leave. So done with it.
I don't regret, to be honest. There's nothing that I really regret. You look back, when I was younger, and of course, if I look back and say I would have done things different, but let's take it into a different angle, though. I did a movie called 300 that I had on long. Oh yeah, I came here actually with this film, and it's amazing to watch, but to do it actually, it's a lot of work in terms of makeup, in terms of like 6 hours on the chair every day, and then 3 hours to remove everything.
Tie your loincloth.
Exactly. Also that. So that's actually painful. It was a great experience, but I had to wax my body.
It's his daily routine.
Was it a wax? There's the Brazilian ones. You heard about that? Yeah.
Tell us what we're
Alright, Richard. Say if you waxed and then talk about your current character. Go ahead, talk about your current character. What do you
Let's talk
love?
about your waxing.
Yeah.
Is it wax or Roger? Which do you want? Roger wax. What I love about Roger? This is one of the same thing that these three ladies down the front love about.
It's my mom.
Is it? No, it's just a simple honor to play what I genuinely believe to be probably the best character on the show. Sam's alright. He's but I think, now the new kids in town, give him a bit of for his money. No, but I mean, I love the show. I can do love the show. I've been reading the books and I started. I've been watching since season 1, and yeah, it's great to come on. And Roger goes on such an amazing journey. He starts as a kind of mild-mannered assistant professor at Oxford and goes on to do some pretty weird and wonderful things over the course of the story. So yeah, it's just great to be a part of it. Obviously, it's on the rise constantly at London. So it's a real privilege to play such a cool character. It goes through a lot of changes. It evolves quite a lot over the course of the story. And what was the other question?
Any role in your past that makes you cringe?
Oh, God. Well, I don't know if you guys are quite familiar with the concept of pantomime.
Yes!
Pantomime, it's well in Britain. We have it every year, particularly at Christmas time. And I did a show where I played. Makes you want to cry. I played one of the ugly sisters in Cinderella. You think that's funny? But let me tell you that 2, sometimes 3 times a day, I felt like I lost a little piece of my soul. Each day out there in front of those kids. And they don't care how much prep you've done or how deep you're in that character. And I really was right in that character. She was just a lost heart. And they couldn't care less. They just sat there eating breakfast, talking to each other, and I was there just wishing I could be anywhere but there. Every day we'd go and do the show and just cry a little bit. Go out, do what I had to do, and cry myself to sleep in a corner. So I'm so glad that's over.
That was my favourite moment of Comic Con. He feels good too, ladies, by the way. Both questions. What I like
about your career?
His eternal hope, I guess. So Shadow Moon is basically the universal punchbag. When we meet him, he doesn't know his father. He's lost his mother when he was a child, and then his wife dies in a horrific car accident, having an affair with his best friend, who also dies. Then he's beaten up by a 6'5" leprechaun, and then strung from a tree by about 8 or 9 faceless goons. But he gets up and he goes, and for an extra $1,000 a week, he works for Mr. Wednesday. I mean, an extra $1,000 is pretty low scale when your life's in that much danger. So the fact that everything's always against him, he constantly gets back up and keeps moving forward, and it's that kind of hope that things will get better or I'll get through this. I kind of admire him.
Your past now.
My past. Do we have to talk about my past?
Take us back.
I feel like you should have just had like a lot of like sofas up here. We didn't lay down. I kind of liked all my roles. There's never. I died a lot all of my roles. But I have to go back to, I did a bit of modeling when I was at university.
Oh.
And I don't know whether there's some Friends fans out here. Do you remember when Joey did the modeling, the commercial for like some sexual disease? I did one of them. I was that guy. So, I'm talking to girls and like, so, how you doing? Like, what you saying? And literally, on bus stops and stuff, there was pictures of me and how to clear up whatever it was I can't even spell. But it was very early on, please don't judge me. It was very early, I was at university, I needed the money for books, I was trying to study it. But now, looking back, yes kids, if you're modeling, please don't do those disease commercials. They're only an end value. You're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
Alright, Colin, you're next. What do you love about Captain Hook?
That.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been lucky with Hook to play so many different variations of the character. There's the prior Hook, there's Dark Hook, there's Love Interest Hook, there's Dead Hook, there's all kinds of different versions of them. So I've been very lucky to do that, and it's been great that be honest with you, part of it is like the character is great and stuff. The fans honestly are the best thing about doing Once Upon a Time because they're so avid, so you know, people who like the show, love the show, really embrace it, and that's great. So yeah, that's what I love. My part, it's actually a part that I loved playing. It was a play I did back in Ireland, but probably my most embarrassing moment was I had to strip off in the play down to like a little pair of tidy whities, and I don't really like taking my clothes off, even at home maybe. I had to do the play and I was soaking wet, and it was like an audience sort of interaction kind of thing, and they had like dead fish to make it smell like an island and all that kind of stuff, and it was pretty disgusting. But I looked up and I had to crouch down with the package right there, and there was always somebody sitting there, and I looked up in the middle of the play, and it was my mum. Because what they did was, the theatre had been inverted, so they thought they were sitting at the back, and what she was doing was actually sitting right at the very front, and right in the spot where I did that, so that was kind of, for me, that was, I mean...
Well, she's singing, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're done that.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, how about you? Tell us about your role in Happy. What makes you happy about it?
What makes me happy about it is the world is anarchy, and the rules of reality are always shifting. That's always fun to be a part of and immerse a character in. And also, the character specifically, he's pretty much he's hitting rock bottom. And so I always love seeing and I enjoy playing any characters that, because that's a long journey of redemption, or possible redemption. And I like that. I think there's, it's just a full and it's a rich journey for any actor to travel. And it's also, I just like watching those journeys. And my worst, embarrassing. I actually turned down a hemorrhoid commercial, so I don't want to. But other than that, I'm old enough to have played in a lot of TV movies. Does everybody remember those? So I was always kind of like the supportive boyfriend or the mysterious PI, the lead lady Finn and those are tough.
And Dave,
All right, David.
All right. I've seen through the horrible memories. First of all, Stranger Things. Like, I love it just as much as you guys love it. It's very disconcerting to have this monitor like right in front of me as I talk. I love Chief Hopper so much, and I think that one of the most gratifying things about playing him is that he's such a jerk in the beginning of the series, and he's so shut down and like just mean to children, things that they never let you get to do on television, and he's popping pills. He doesn't even believe this mother when she says that her child's missing. He doesn't even want her to look. I mean, it's like, what a jerk of a character to start off with. And one of the things I love about the show is that people will like live tweet as they watch it, and they'll be like, on episode like 1.5 or 2, and they'll be like, what's the deal with Chief Hopper, man? This guy sucks. Like, who cares about it? And then by like episode 4 and 5, when he starts like getting galvanized, they're like, when Chief Hopper dies, I'm suing Netflix. That journey to me is like the most fascinating thing. You can really play with an audience's emotions and be like, I don't know if this guy is gonna make it. Like, I don't know if he's gonna be the hero that we all sort of want him to be, and we really go there with him. And I think that's just so gratifying to play. I'm just so grateful for it. I love him so much. Anyway, in terms of the worst or my worst work possibly, I started out in New York. I'm an old man like Christopher here. We didn't have TV movies, but we had soap operas in New York, which didn't really exist anymore. But there's a little New York soap opera called As the World Turns. Like sands in the hourglass. That's the days of our life. It was one of my first professional gigs in New York, and I was hired for one day to come in and play Officer Shanks, who was a prison guard who was easily manipulated by the gorgeous ladies of Oakdale into letting them out of prison, even though they committed horrible atrocities. Ron, they gave me a first name eventually, but Ron was easily manipulated by their beauty and their charm. And so he begrudgingly gave them the keys to the prison and they let themselves out. And so that was clearly my worst work, but I did that for a solid 3 years. You're welcome.
Tattoo that you regret. Piercing that you regret. Are you even asking about it? All right, posted a response to a negative review online under a pseudonym.
Be honest.
No. It's a great idea, though. I'm
All
gonna.
right, do it. Caught by police in an embarrassing situation.
I'm very wholesome.
That's a Friday night in Glasgow. If you're caught by the police in an embarrassing situation, you haven't had a good night.
Okay, asked out a co-star. Oh. Nice. Purposely tried to get recognized in public. Ever yelled, "Do you know who I am?"
It was to my mom, and she hit me for it.
Practiced an acceptance speech. And finally, did push-ups before a shirtless take to look more hot.
Push up before I came on stage.
Alrighty, let's talk about your celebrity some more. Now sit down then. What is the most embarrassing place you've ever been recognized? Or even more so, have you been confused with another celebrity? So you got either or.
I've got both. I'm in the urinal. Urinal. I can't remember how Americans say it.
Urinal.
You say urinal, so we say urinal. Okay. I don't know what I have anymore. And literally, it's for guys, you're just in there and
Yeah.
he's staring. It's like, he's It's like, you're him, right? I don't know. I have no idea who he's like, I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I love this all. Just sink right over there. I'll meet you there in like 2 minutes. When you wash those hands. And it would have been a better story if you'd have gone, you schmuck, all right? Because that's what I know. I know, right? He's way better looking. He's pretty.
I got in the shop once. You know, you look really like the guy who plays Captain Hook. And I said, I was with somebody else on the cast, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks, I guess. And I felt bad. We were walking around the shop, and she kept looking, and I was just like, oh, I better tell her that I am. So I went to them and said, actually, I am Captain Hook, and she went like this. No, you're not. I literally walked in, I was like, I need to go.
Richard, you got a moment?
I can't think of one. I mean, I often get confused for Brad Pitt. But my way in here, I was confused for Ricky Whittle from Oz. God, am I that handsome? then the
He's not been naked at the
I'm on the
time.
same panel, but it's not me, it's not me. You'll be there. That's all I've got. That's all, and I'm sorry.
Rodrigo, how about you?
I don't have a story. I mean, an embarrassing place that I've been recognized, I would say, in the men's room, which is pretty embarrassing because, you know, he wanted to shake hands, he wanted to just have a moment, and it's very inappropriate for that. And he, I mean, got so excited that he started to kind of check me out, and I thought it was very weird. And he wanted to take a picture. Well, can we just finish? We do it outside? No, yeah. He just got nervous and excited about it, and it was very, very awkward. I didn't take the picture though, but we went outside, washed hands, and then that was weird.
Was it with Colin O'Donoghue? I get very excited.
What you guys?
Most embarrassing was right coming out of therapy, and I had like a really intense session where I was very vulnerable and like crying and messed up about, you know, all my problems. And I walked out of the therapist's office like into the elevator, and kind of like in a state, and this woman was like, "Oh my God, I love Stranger Things." Not the time. And then I do remember I remember I had one interaction where people come up to me. Sometimes people just come up. I always get this. I used to get this. Now like Stranger Things, I guess, got me a little more famous. But like I used to get like, we went to high school together. And you're like, no, you just like saw me in some show, and like you have kind of an emotional connection with me, but you don't know what it is. You think it's high school. But I think at this point where this woman was like, oh my God, I love your work. Like, will you sign this? And I like started signing it for her, and she was like, I love Dexter, and and so I signed it Michael C. Hall.
We were shooting SVU, guy came up to me with a thin red line that starred many great actors, one of whom is Elias Koteas, who's a wonderful actor. So I was like, okay. Signed Elias Koteas for him. But other than that, mine's more like a general thing, which is the only time I use, do you know who I think I am face? Is when it's Saturday night and I don't have a reservation for a restaurant. So I push to the front and I'm always like, hi, how are you? And then it's the moment of, you're nobody to me. I don't know who you are. You're just another guy with a hat on. So I just, you know, slink back.
When was the last time that you had a good cry? A good cry?
I just had one. I think literally like 2 minutes ago. You didn't believe that? That was real. That was my very real place again.
Well, yeah, I had a baby girl 2 months ago, so I had a good cry. I shared it. Me too. 2 months ago. Me too. Yeah. Congratulations. You too.
Here you go. This is who I am. I'm gonna go dark. My dog just died, my mother just died, my uncle just died. Yeah, for real. I had a full slate over this past year.
I just eat donuts. So whenever I feel anything. But I serious and like zen-like. Okay, I had a little part in a great film called Brokeback Mountain. Thank you. I'm sure you don't remember me. I was the third gay cowboy in the 2 gay cowboy movies. At the end of the movie, and it's true. At the end of the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal goes out to a dance with his wife and meets me, and I sort of say, let's go back to my crappy house. And it's kind of how he gets killed. But I remember we were doing the close-up, like we came in, and it's Ang Lee, who's like an amazing director. Like I love him so much. And so we were doing the last take, it was like coming in tight, and really tight, and he came in, it was my coverage, and he came in and he ran up to the monitor, he watched the shot, and he ran up to the monitor, and he goes, okay, good. And then he ran back. And then he did it again. And then he goes, okay, good. And then he ran back. And then finally, on the third take, I was like, okay, man, we got this. He runs up and he goes, okay, more handsome. Hired the wrong guy. That's enough for you, sir.
Yeah, we were doing a scene and we were doing it over and over and over, and finally I go, come on, what's going on? What do you want? And he goes, do it better.
I had a female director way back in the day in the UK when I was shooting a show, and I was doing a love scene. And so, when you're doing a love scene, you don't know where the cameras are. So the director, it's not sexy at all. Don't be disillusioned. So love scenes, nah. You've got a room full of people, strangers, and you're trying to drive home with your friend. And it's caught on camera, and they put it in front of your mum. So this director was screaming out at me. And she's from South Africa, and we've got a good relationship. So I'm like, she can tell me anything this is going on. And then it's kind of similar to Chris, where she come out and go, Ricky, just better, yeah. But I'm doing this love scene, and so we're doing our thing, and you just going with the flow, you're doing your thing, and I'm like, run your hand down and die. Kiss your neck, no, the other side. Kiss it again, quite the lip. I got this! Richard?
Actually, I did a video game audition once, and I asked the director, so what is it you want in terms of vocally and etc. And she's like, I was like, so you want a Scottish accent, right? She's like, yeah, Scottish, yeah, that's great, let's do it like that. I was like, are you sure you want Scottish? Because sometimes you guys say that, and actually you don't, right? She's like, no, we definitely do. And I was like, so I did a take, etc. And she says, yeah, that's great, could you just take it down a little bit? I was like, here we go. Right. So how is this? Is this better Scottish for you? Does that sound better? And she's like, yeah. She's like, can you just take it down a bit more? To the point where we got to the end of this audition, and I swear this is a true story. I sounded more like this, so it's much more like this. This is my Scottish accent. I'm like, is this the Scottish that you're after? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? This is the Scottish accent that you want. She's like, that's perfect. That's exactly the level of Scottish that we want. And I was like, so fucking run then!
Very similar to Ricky, the love scene that was actually the opposite. We were going in it, and yes, it was too much. Said, can you be a little bit more gentle, a little less Latino? Latin. You're proud to be a Latin. What do you mean by that exactly? Well, we finally figured it out, but it was a little awkward. Not exactly an insult, but it was a little rude.
Paul, do you have a moment?
I was hoping you were going to just cross past me. Directors really love me, so well, it's a similar, it's an audition, because the accent is a big thing, you know, where they're like, saying, no, do your own accent, whatever, but the worst, I mean, I guess it's an audition, it's not really out of work. I mean, they call me things at work, but I'm not allowed to say them here, but I had one where I went in to meet a really big director, and I was all nervous. It was super close to getting the part. So I went to shake hands with the cast. Nice to meet you. Thanks very much. Shake hands with the director. Stand over there. And I was like, hold on a second. This isn't the way it's supposed to go. And I crumbled. I was like, okay. And I did this thing. It's like, have you got anything better? And I just went, okay. I was like, all right, listen, thanks very much. Look where you are now!
Kellen, guys like Jeffrey Rush. For me, it's usually like a lot of older men that I've just seen a lot of working with. I feel the need for all. I have needs. It's really more about their skills, okay? Actors I've admired growing up, so many.
Tom, how about you?
Yeah, well, I would have said Daniel Day-Lewis as well, but I mean, I think for me, I was talking to Rodrigo coming up. I was lucky enough to get to work with Anthony Hopkins on a movie, and we you know, sort of most of the movies, the two of us together, so I got to know him really well. But I remember I had to do what they do, chemistry reads sometimes, just to make sure that people were. And I was super nervous, and he came in. I was like, oh my God, that's Anthony, like one of the greatest actors of all time, really a hero. And he just came over and hugged me. He said, let's just have fun. And that was it. I was like, and that to me was a testament to the man, because, you know, he could have been like, oh, you know, this is a pain in my ass, I have to come in and read with this kid or whatever, because I haven't done anything really. And he was like, I'll forever hold him up there as one of the greatest, if not, you know, greatest.
It was just like, it's not quite human. And then that was one of the only moments I've ever been properly like, I didn't have, I can't remember what my name is. It was like that, exactly like that.
Mr. Little?
Yeah, I mean, all the names have been thrown into the hat there, for sure. But I've actually found myself very fortunate on American Gods to be surrounded by so many people that I grew up watching. In the form of Ian McShane, Gillian Anderson, Kristen Chenoweth, Kristen Glover, Orlando Jones, Peter Stormare. There's so many great names there that I really. Alright, I'll let you in the secret. I still geek out when I get texts from them. And is it really sad? I want to show people.
Has his phone out right now. He's been checking it on the way.
The whole thing is I'm so excited. Look at these beautiful men.
Alright, so we're near the end of the so we all have our little parlor tricks. To entertain the kids, to keep the dinner party going. So I want to ask you, what's your stupid humor trick? Can you juggle? Do you have a card trick? Do you do a celebrity impersonation? Do you have a favorite limerick? What is your stupid human trick? I know you have one. Anyone?
Oh, I got not. That's why I'm freaking out.
I'm gonna start my
The whole thing. It's like people are like, they want you to go on like, oh, sorry, I'm talking. Jesus. They want to like go on talk shows and like do things, like sing and like do impressions. And I can't do anything. All I can do is like kind of act. I And then I can do this. You're welcome.
Big actors, what do you got? Are you double jointed? Can you juggle? Can you joke?
Yeah, I can juggle. I got a great limerick, but I got a great limerick for you. But I have a monkey face, and I've done it since I was a child, and I did it for my children when they were. So this is my monkey face.
I can juggle and stuff as well, but probably my favourite one at the minute is I had to learn, because they write things in the script for me to do, and they forget that I have one hand. Genuinely, like they'll have me trying to be stuck holding something while holding something else, but I had to learn to shuffle one-handed. So I go shuffle one-handed.
Oh, wow.
You juggle with one hand?
Shuffle.
Shuffle.
Shuffle cards.
Oh, well, you have some cards here.
This is not a setup. Wow. And this is when no, as they say. Wow. No.
Wow.
All right, Ricky. Pressure.
There's a deck of cards here.
So I don't do cards or coins. No, they didn't teach me stuff. You're really good. I've forgotten how to do my one-handed shuffle. I can't remember what I did. It started like this. I was doing it on the shuffle. I don't remember. I can shuffle one-handed. So I was supposed to be doing something while I was talking, and so I had to do it like. Shadow's been in prison for 3 years, so I had to pretend that, this is just what I do. But it actually took me 2 months to... But now I'm not too bad, that's pretty much what I do. I just eat a lot of pies, to be honest. Sorry. Where you going? Don't look at me with your stack face.
I can shuffle one-handed.
No,
I
that's
can
the
shuffle with
impersonation.
my mouth.
Yeah.
I can do a monkey face. I can do everything you guys can do. I'm not going to do anything. I've got weirdly flexing fingers. So like my hand can almost bend right back. It's kind of weird, right? But I can also do... Maybe at one point my ancestry, they were like, some sort of martial arts, something like that. Oh, you can almost do it as well, but that's Celtic, so we can do that. It's an ancient Celtic style of dance.
That's to poke Englishman in the eyes.
That's what I can do.
Right, what about you? You do an impersonation, you got a good joke. What's your shtick, buddy?
I can whistle.
No.
Give it a little whistle.
There's monitors so everybody can see. I want you to look straight ahead. Show us how you would react if a fan approached you on the street with a tattoo of your face emblazoned on their shoulder.